everybody. What's up? Welcome back to the 4am pod. I am one of two hosts. My name is Johnny.
I'm Darian. Welcome back.
And we together make up 4am pod.
Four. If you get 4 a.m.
4 a.m. pod.
Anywho.
Oh, how's it hanging?
Pod.
What's poppin'?
It's been a couple weeks.
It has indeed.
We've been busy.
We've been quite busy. We have just got back from Mexico. I had a little situation. Drank some tap water when I probably shouldn't have.
You had a tummy ache.
Not just a tummy ache.
We don't need to go into detail.
We don't need to go into detail. I feel like that would scare off some of our viewers.
Yeah.
But a tummy ache that has lasted now more than a week.
I think you should probably go to the walk-in clinic.
I should probably see a
do
doctor.
that today. You probably have a bug in there.
Some sort of little buggy bug.
Maybe you have a worm.
A little silly worm.
It's actually so crazy and gross that a worm can like grow inside your body.
There's grosser things.
It's probably top 5.
No. Maggots are gross.
At least they're not in your body.
Could be.
All right.
Anyhow,
It's enough of that.
Yeah, welcome back. We are like 12 hours out from Leave the Light On releasing. I'm
12. No. Less.
11. Really?
No. Less.
What time is it?
I know, you're right. Like 12. Maybe 11. Well, actually, when you're watching this, it's already out.
It's already out, but as of right now, we are 11 hours out from Leave the Light On releasing. That's my mistake. I should have been more precise.
It's release eve.
It is release eve. It is indeed. There's no music video for this one, which is usually like a big thing. Like we like to like drop the music video and like the single at the same time and like give everybody. It's just like more stuff to chew on. So we'll see how that goes. We haven't done one of those in a while, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
There'll
See
be a
what
lyric
happens.
video.
This is like one of the poppier songs on the record, so we'll see what people's reaction is.
So far, they seem to be excited.
Perhaps I'll go back to being a bubblegum boy. It seems to be
think you ever were.
What the industry wants.
Nah.
Well, you can't deny that.
Bubblegum? Nobody likes bubblegum pop.
Well, modern bubblegum. Nobody's making like, and I was like, baby.
You just need to have a good hook. Doesn't need to be bubblegum.
Baby, no, like baby. Anywho, can we talk about that for a second before I see you already looking at the questions? The industry's idea of a hit is so far removed from anybody's actual artistry. Like, who looks at, like, I don't mean to shit talk here, but like ABCDEFU, that song is an undeniable hit. If you ask any person in the industry, they'll be like, that song, I could have heard that before, that would be an undeniable hit.
I wouldn't say that. I would say if you ask most people in the industry, especially like people who make music, they all have the same kind of general, oh yeah, that song, like.
No, well, yeah, fair enough, but we're not talking about artists, because artists are different.
Well,
artists are removed from the industry in a perfect
producers,
world.
Songwriters, even people who are like A&Rs, they're like, the song, if you heard the song, you're not gonna be like, this is the best song I've ever heard.
Yeah, but it's a hit.
But, you know, you probably could say, oh, this song's probably gonna do well. It's got a very simple, like the most simple concept.
I think you're giving people
the
too
alphabet.
much credit.
Who?
I'm not talking about, when I said the industry, I'm not talking about artists. I'm not talking about the creatives. I'm talking about maybe A&Rs, because A&Rs are creative, but still more business focused than anything, because that's their job, to make the label money. They work for the label. Or whoever else, but regardless, they're in the business of making money, and artists and producers and writers are in the business of being dreamers and hopefully making money, but they're dreamers first. That's why they're on the creative side. But if you ask anybody that leans over to the business side, all they have to say about that song is, yeah, it's a hit. Olivia Rodrigo's different because she started a wave.
Yeah,
she started an entire subculture, which is like, there's people. The majority of TikTok are power balladers, right? TikTok artists. Everybody is a power ballad person. Everybody's Adele, but poppier. ABCDEFU is an undeniable pop hit, and if you showed that to any, I believe, if you showed that to any music industry person, not artists, not producers or writers, showed that to an A&R or like some executive, whatever, before it came out with a demo vocal, they would say that's a hit. And, oh, that's a great song. That's a, you know?
Well, there's a reason for that, which is because it's got a very simple and sticky concept. It's not confusing. The chords are simple. Everything about the song is like very easy to understand. Yeah. Like your mom could listen to it. Someone our age could listen to it. That's why it's pretty much just anything that will work on the radio. People will listen to it. Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the departure, or the difference between somebody that's on the creative side and like real, like people that really enjoy music, what they consider a great song, and it's very different. An impressive piece of music versus things that are commercially viable. It's just funny. Yeah, it's completely different. Two fully different opinions, because people who make music or people who are like super into music are not going to think ABCDEFU is a good song. But that's just also really subjective. Have to be in music, you know. I'm just saying, the music that we think is good, when we get out of a session, we're like, that's a great song. We've seen it happen. You show it to somebody in the industry, they're like, that's not very good. But then they send you the most cheesy cornball ass song I've ever heard, and they're like, this is a hit. It's because we're the 5% and everyone else is the 95%, or we're the 10%. Like, we're the small group of people who actually, first of all, you make music, so it's like a whole different layer. But like, you appreciate music and all these parts of a song so much more than the average individual. Like even like Lauren or Madison, like they're not listening to music the same way we are, which we've discussed before. Like you wouldn't even realize, but like the way we hear a song is very different from the way they do. But that's just the nature of what you do. There are still consumers that are within that 5%, that like every Frank Ocean fan, every Lorde fan. Those are the people that don't listen to music that's on the radio, though. They don't listen to pop like ABCDEFU. It's exhausting. But that's why when you're making pop music, if you want to have a song like Stay or like Bieber, if you want to have a song like that, you have to cater to the 95%. I don't know if this is a hot take. I really am just not that in love with a lot of his new stuff. I feel like it's a pretty general opinion. I see on TikTok a lot. People are like, everything feels ABCDEFU. I saw a really interesting take on Bieber. Like this girl broke down all this stuff about his career, and that's like what she does on TikTok. But she was like, at this point in Justin Bieber's career, he should have basically have a greatest hits classic album, and like the only one that people said that it could be is like Purpose. But if you actually listen back to the songs on Purpose, there's only a handful of songs in there that I would consider to be like classic like hits of his. And if you look at his career as an artist, he really hasn't had any artistic development like since his early albums to the album that he just put out. And that album that he just put out was like so confusing. Like the title, the like random like interludes, like it was so weird because like he's singing love songs about his wife. Yeah, like the whole album was confusing and like what the point of it was, and it felt like the songs were all just like thrown together and then they just like slapped a title on it, and it didn't really make sense. But he really actually hasn't had a lot of artistic development, and like I'm literally the biggest Justin Bieber fan, so there's
He's
no
just
hate
Justin
in that.
Bieber, so you know what that means when he puts out a new album. They're Justin Bieber songs. But I really don't love like this new brand of pop, like the Justin Bieber Kid Leroy, like 24 karat golden, like again, I don't mean to shit talk, but this is purely just my opinion, that it feels a bit soulless.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's no artistic anything attached to it. Like, if you look at someone like Harry Styles versus Justin Bieber, arguably like two of the biggest pop artists in the game.
Right.
Like, Harry Styles, each album, it's like so much growth, and he has like a whole vision. You believe what he's saying. It's like there's a lot of identity tied to all the songs. But then you look at like Bieber's last album, and there's none of that.
Is it fair to say that Justin Bieber, this is going to be a steamer? Is it fair to say that Justin Bieber is the Kim Kardashian of music?
I don't think so.
No?
I think he has too much talent to say that.
For sure. No, he's very, very talented. That's a given. But I think he's reached a point where he's successful because he's successful. And he's just Justin friggin' Bieber.
Yeah, well, I think he's just so famous that it would be actually probably hard for him to make like a super artistic project like Harry Styles, because he's no. I honestly think it would. Like, I think people, they're not expecting that from him, and like his fans are so wide, like the demographic of Bieber fans, that it would be harder for him to do that, I think.
It would alienate people if he went and made another journals and that became his thing. But it's just what he wants to do. If he wants to continue to have number ones for a while, then keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Stay was a massive hit.
Yeah.
Peaches, I actually really loved.
That's what I mean, though.
And if he made an
Way more
album full of that kind of stuff and then like threw in some like songs like Changes, I love that song.
Yeah.
If he made an album of Peaches type songs, like the R&B stuff, which seems to be what he's wanted to do for his whole life.
For sure.
Like Journals was just Peaches but less poppy.
Yeah, and I think I'm sure he wants to continue to have number one, so I think he needs to find a balance. But I also just mean like the artistic, all the visuals, all the like, his performances, like what he, I don't know, how he presents himself.
Purpose was the last one, and that was like, even that one, just like he was getting up there and like dancing to every song, and it felt a little bit like forced, a little bit formulated, like based on like Believe and My World. But I feel like if he gets up and dances to these songs on the new album, he does. I know. I just don't think it works. I don't think it's believable.
I think his most recent tour is like the best he's looked, and it's like the least forced his choreography has looked because he doesn't dance the whole time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I think he actually looks good, and he actually looks like he's really enjoying himself and like really enjoying the music that he's singing, which is good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like he doesn't have a lot of art. Like, there's not a lot of like identity tied to his music in general, which maybe he doesn't want there to be.
But he seems to love that song "Honest," which is more in the Peaches lane.
But
like,
I mean,
he loves
more
that
like
song.
I mean more like his album, which
I
don't know. We'll see what he does next.
Maybe he just wanted to get some shit out there and like the throughout like the John Bellion song and like the poppy stuff to throw his name back into the ring, and now he's gonna do what he wants. That would be.
I mean, I
really
think he probably did that because Changes didn't do that as well as they had anticipated.
Yeah. What was the new album called again? I forget.
Justice.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, even if those were like, honestly, I like a good amount of the songs on the project. Even if they had the same, all the songs, like, it's just like the album cover was whack.
I didn't add a single song to any of my playlists from that album.
Peaches.
I liked Peaches, but I heard it too much.
We're talking about Justin Bieber too much.
And also, we're being very hypercritical without really much insight. And also, we love Justin Bieber.
Yeah, he's like literally one of my favorite artists.
He's my inspiration.
So
I just like, hating. And I really love. I added "Honest" to my playlist, like my driving playlist. It's a great song, and that seems to be the stuff that he loves doing. And he's like, he's always been a little R&B boy, like since the beginning. Like he came up like with came up under Usher.
Sundown song. I love that song.
I don't know
With
that
Beam.
song. Oh yeah,
Like
good
that song.
Good song.
I wish he'd make some more stuff like that.
Yeah, like that seems to be the stuff that he loves doing. I still listen to Journals in its entirety. Like there's few skips on that album, if any, depending on what mood you're in.
His voice is just so good.
Yeah, like I think the less processing and the more he just lets his voice shine through and just like let himself be swaggy, because like above all else, he just has like style.
He's a swaggy guy.
Like he's just swaggy, bro, and he invented that word. Swaggy. Like he legitimately
Boyfriend?
invented that
like
word.
Changed my life, that video.
Like that song is so R&B. I remember there was a countdown for it to come out, and it broke the YouTube record. It was we huddled around the computer in our kitchen. I remember it like it was yesterday. And watched that video.
As Long As You Love Me music video, literally like I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, those were cultural resets, and he's had so many of those, and I don't think any of the stuff he's making now has the same impact.
It's harder now,
regardless of.
There's just too much competition, and like.
But it's not,
the way
bro. He's friggin' Justin Bieber.
No. But like the way people.
If he started being unique again, he could do it.
The way people consume content and music now is so different. Like. When he broke the YouTube records with those videos, like they weren't even getting that many views.
It was 8 million, I remember.
Which is
nothing.
Laughable now. Like I think it's just different. Like it would everybody knew a Justin Bieber music video was coming out back then. Now it's like, whatever. Like I'll watch it when I want to watch it. Like no big deal.
Well, I mean, it's also, I think that is true. Like you're just the way that things work now with all the algorithms, whatever. Instead of everybody knowing, it'll be only like really the people that are interested in you and maybe some stragglers. But still, like he has so many fans that if all the people that were interested in him knew that he had a music video coming out, it would go crazy, and it would catch on because it would just be popular. But I think the second that he becomes unique again and does what he wants and like lets his like swag shine through and like just be cool again. Like Stay is a great song, and I love that song and turn up to it, whatever. But it's just run of the mill pop. Like anybody could have sang that song and it would have been a hit, in my opinion.
Yeah, true. But I think that's kind of just Justin Bieber, though.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
He's just it's hard when you're like the biggest pop artist in the world.
Yeah, like it all depends on what you want to do. Like Shawn Mendes is doing his own thing, and it's I'm sure it's working for him, and that's what he wants to do. That's cool. Do what you want, and I respect that. Maybe it's not the type of stuff that I love as much, but it's cool. And I really liked Monster, and I really liked some songs off Wonder. I liked Wonder. But above all else, I respect him for just doing what he wants, and I hate to see. And if Bieber wants to make that kind of pop music, then freaking do it, dude. Like, cool. True. But I feel like we've lost a bit of like the artist to fan with him. Like the whole appeal with Bieber was that you thought that you were his like girlfriend. You know?
That's just, it's a different time of the internet
it's
as well.
It's a different time, and he's also like 20-something and married and whatever, so it's different. But like, he was always so good at connecting with people, and he like...
I mean, I think he's still, of all the like older like artists, he's pretty good at it, and he's like, he has TikTok, he continues to like adapt. But like, honestly, like the whole like fan artist integrity, like all this stuff has just gotten so watered down with like TikTok and social media in general. So it's just, you can do all of that stuff still, but just people I don't think they care as much anymore, because it's like they just swipe, you know, onto the next scroll. Which is sad.
Has happened to us? How did we get here?
It's just how the world is.
I hate money. Money.
At the end of the day, you'll always have your big fans that care about that stuff, and that's all that matters.
For sure. We're not going to stop doing like the individual stuff or like things just for the fans. Like, we know, like, as people that have been in this industry for 11 years, we know what works commercially, and we know what works for our fans, and it's important. Like I want to grow. I want to be the biggest artist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, we do so many things that are just purely for the fans. Like the newsletters, those little letters that I write for the newsletters, that isn't gonna
No.
move the needle at all. But I like doing it just so that you guys can get an insight into what's going on in my mind. And there's a big difference there. And as soon as you stop doing that stuff, and as soon as you forget about the people that are actually consuming your stuff and the people that are helping you and have been around and are going to help you continue on your journey, that's when it starts to become soulless and commercial and ABCDEFU and radio, and I have no idea who anybody is on the radio. And I'm sure they all have great personalities, but you don't see any of that because that's not what people's focus is, I think, for the most part. So I love you guys. That's why I love meet and greets. Mexico was so fun. That meet and greet was so fun because I hadn't met a lot of, I met a couple people like at LA shows. There were some people that went to Montreal, New York. But for the most part, I would go, that's the first time in a long time that I've done a show and people have come up and been like, I've been supporting you for 7 years and I've never met you. Like, thank you for coming to Mexico. And it made me so happy. And I was so fired up to go on stage after that. And it just makes it so much better.
Well, enough talk of the state of pop because it's going to give me a headache.
There's so many sick new artists in the pop scene. Like, I really like Arden Jones.
I think I need to be legitimately an A&R in my next life because when did I show you that kid? Like a couple months ago, maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, now he's doing well.
And he's doing so well. And I was like, this guy's going to be good. Like, he's got raw talent and he's like young, got a good and unique voice.
I've yet to see much of his personality. Like, all I've seen is like videos of him like performing the songs and stuff. But I wonder, he seems like a cool kid.
He seems like a nice, normal dude who's like really enjoys making music and like does all those videos were like him writing himself.
Yeah, I respect.
Now he's working with some people that we worked with and stuff, and have heard good things about him. Yeah. But he's sick. That's one good thing for TikTok.
He's cool. That gives me hope. There's a lot of really cool people in like the underground hip hop scene right now too.
Favorite track off the album? Go.
Oh, I played hockey last night and I bruised some of my ribs. It's hard to say. It always changes, and also I'm an unreliable source because we wrote them.
Yeah, but what's your favorite song?
Probably All the Things That Could Go Wrong or Coping. I'm a sucker for the slow ones.
Yeah. I don't really know. I don't think I have a favorite at the moment. I just kind of like them all. I've listened to them all so many times now. I'm like, Leave the Light On is probably the one that grew on me the most though. So are there any surprises on the album in a general sense?
There's interludes, they're pretty cool.
The interludes are cool. There's a collab, which like some people know about. Yeah. Some don't.
You guys haven't heard
the music video is crazy.
Music video is dope.
We're doing some surprise things around the album, so indeed. I guess there'll be a lot of surprises probably.
Oh, my whole body hurts. Oh. I need to sit in like the tank that like 11 was in. I just need to float in water.
I didn't watch it. Is there any chance we will get a behind the album video documentary? We were just talking about this. We have so much footage filmed. We just need to like figure out a way to like have a story kind of line through it, which we need to film stuff for that. So yeah, we want to do that, but it's a big task. So we'll see. We'll get back to you on that.
Have you seen the video of Elvis eating the mic and then going?
No.
He's just like me.
I want to see that movie so badly.
Yeah, it looks cool.
When did you start?
You know what the funniest thing in the world is?
What?
At the Cannes Film Festival, it's like a thing to do standing ovations, and like you're judged by like how long the standing ovation is, and it's like 11 minutes.
That one got a long one, yeah.
Yeah, imagine. Like you have to give a standing ovation for 11 minutes.
I'd be like, all right, If you think about actually standing and clapping for more than like 2 minutes, it would be so long.
I've never watched a movie and been like, I'm gonna stand up and clap for 11 minutes straight.
You just like wait till the other people stop clapping, I guess. But like, who decides when to stop clapping?
I don't know.
The ringleader?
I don't know, but that is hilarious. It's just like, that's like the most like art snobby thing that I've ever heard. I really hope there
True.
isn't some like deep history behind this, and I'm not embarrassing myself. But
I feel like there's. How would there be? It's just.
but
clapping.
I think that's just hilarious. Imagine standing and clapping for 11 minutes. You could save the world from an asteroid that would kill all of us, and I would not clap for 11 minutes for you.
Was Leave the Light On about your own life or someone else's?
We actually didn't write Leave the Light On. So most artists these days do not write their own music, or at the very least have a whole lot of help.
Mm-hmm.
We love writing, and we write 90% of songs, but are also not snobby when it comes to that. And my rule is, if I'm sent a song that I didn't write, and I believe in it, and I can relate to it, and I believe in what I'm singing, it's the biggest thing, then it may as well be my song. Like when I put a song out and you guys go, oh, this is my song, it's the same thing, except I just take it and sing it and put it out.
You know, if you connect to a song,
yeah,
right away.
And if we don't write something, we never like slap our names in the writing credits. Never do that.
Also, this song specifically, like the amount of work that went into it, the amount of reproduction it got, like really became like your own song.
For sure. Yeah, we definitely made it our own, because it was very, very different, like sonically when we got it. It was like a full Blinding Lights. It was like made in that era. We've been working on it since then, like 2 years, basically 2.5 years. But for sure, like in music, things aren't always, and like in general, like you don't have to take everything literally. So no, there hasn't been a time in my life where I'm like, oh, there's always, like I've had a thing with somebody and then we break up, and then, you know, there's always a place in my heart for them. That's never happened. But there's friends that have like, that I've fell out of contact with, that I'm like, you know, if I ever see you again, like it'll be like you never left. And I mean, now in my relationship, I think everything depends, but you know, I can relate to it on a lot of levels other than exactly what the song's about. And I believe the words that I'm saying, which matters the most. I can see that story happening in my head.
Yeah.
I can see the lights on in the house as somebody like walks up to the door, and that's what matters to me.
I think like one of the cool things about this song is that it there's not like one meaning to it. Like, yeah, and like some of the verses, like it's specifically about a relationship, but like the chorus,
it could be about your parents.
Could be about literally anyone that you've ever had any sort of connection with, and for whatever reason will always be like someone that you'll care about. Maybe even if you're not on like speaking terms or you're not seeing them every day, like it could be about anything.
For sure.
So I think a lot of people will be able to connect to it, which is one of the reasons why we thought it was a cool song.
If you're falling apart, you can see through the dark.
What was the biggest challenge in the creation process, do you think, for this song specifically?
Oh, God. Making it not 80s while also still being good.
It was hard because we didn't want to lose the anthemic, like big feel of it.
And also we didn't want to piss off the producer by asking him to do so many reproductions, and yet we already did. Before the song even came out, we felt so bad that we like paid him like in advance, like 8-9 months ago, just so that he wouldn't be like, am I ever gonna get paid for these hours and hours and hours of work that I'm doing? Because producers get really well deserved. Like it makes sense why, but like producers and writers get really finicky about like so many revisions and stuff like that.
You're basically working for free until you get
Yeah.
paid, and there's no guarantee a song will come out.
Yeah, and in a producer contract, there isn't a revisions clause. Like when you hire a graphic designer, they're like, okay, I'll send you the product, and you get 2 revisions. And if you're lucky and they're nice, you can ask for a 3rd one for free. But with producers, I can just technically, until I like piss them off and they tell me to get lost, I can ask them for as many things as I want. And usually there's like 5 revisions at the very least. And then mixing, that's a whole other story. Like 10 sometimes. And I've pissed off a couple mixers and a couple producers by like asking for a whole bunch of stuff to be done. So that was a hard process.
What's your favorite line from Leave the Light On? Sing it.
I like the I need to think you better slip the way you did when you were mine.
Why are you singing like that?
It's my ribs. My voice was raspy AF when I was recording that song. Maybe don't sing while I'm talking.
But it's getting late. It's been in my head all week. I'm sorry.
Idiot.
Been making edits. And
Idiot.
stuff. We need to make a compilation of you eating the mic for TikTok.
I don't even remember what the question was. You distracted me with
I said, what's your favorite lyric?
I need to think you better slip the way you did when you were mine. Mostly just because I like the way my voice sounds in that part. I remember we got in the studio and my voice was ripped for some reason. Oh my god, I have
so many. I was looking at the videos from when we recorded it. We should post one of them. You literally look like a baby.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 years ago. You should post them actually. And I remember my new A&R was there, and
Sean.
and it was so bad because I just could not get my voice to sound decent.
And then Phil gave you an apple.
No matter how hard I tried. Yeah, Phil gave me an apple and it still didn't work. And I was like, Phil, turn my mic off. I have to do something. And I went in it's a soundproof room, and I just screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed until it like forced my cords to open up and like work, get the cobwebs out of there.
Nice.
So I can't recreate that tone even if I try. Unless I like
Facts.
smoke a dart or something. Don't smoke.
Do the songs flow together if you listen to the album in order?
Funny you ask that.
I
It's
hope
so
you
funny.
all, at least one time, listen to the album from top to bottom. The first time.
Listen to it from top to bottom because that's how it's meant to be consumed. And we could have done the whole like, put the best songs at the top, which is another thing about the new music industry that I gosh darn hate.
Like, what about the whole track list thing? Come on, guys.
Track lists are important. And what happened to artistic integrity? Come on. If it's just a collection of songs that can be consumed in any order and it keeps your
Then it's not really an album.
artistic integrity, fair enough.
It's like a playlist.
Yeah, fair enough. And like, listen, playlists are good. There's a reason why people have playlists. It's because they want to hear
variety.
They want to hear a variety and songs that are good for a certain situation. And it doesn't matter what order you consume them in.
But this, you better at least one time.
But this, there's a story. So try and decode the story. And I've realized that there's a hidden message to the music video trilogy. Like Fun Out of It, Someone Will Love You Better, Blur. So if you watch them in order, tell me what you think it is.
Speaking of Fun Out of It, I realized last night that we never gave them the text for the video. We need to do that today.
Okay.
Last question to wrap it up. Is there going to be album merch?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. There's going to be some cool items, some new items that we've never done before. And we're very excited, so keep your eye out for that. Well, thanks for watching. Go listen to Leave the Light On and pre-save the album, please.
Do it. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Toodaloo.